No, don't do it.
Big question in the chat, Hobbit, is have you had your tea yet?
Yes.
Second or third tea?
Well,
Well, Ian says Hobbit is currently having his prawn cocktail starter. He's still yet to have main course and dessert before we begin. And an Irish coffee.
that's very specific.
It's also very French.
Yeah.
It's very Milton Keynes.
Very Milton Keynes. And we are live on another Fortean words.
I hope people didn't hear me saying fucking bugger.
Yeah.
No.
Good.
So tonight, prepare to be taken from the realms of fucking rocks, giving birth to fucking. How does this guy's phone work? You know.
Yes.
Fucking phones, how do they work?
And I've seen something, and I've posted it to a friend who is skeptic. This is a friend, mind you. It's not Stephen J. James, and and he's somebody. Now, I'm sorry. I got given this rabbit hole, which has got nothing to do with tonight's subject about Mandela effects and.
No, it does, Hobbit. I've just said it does. So.
Yeah,
content.
Announced it.
I didn't. I didn't make the link.
Is anybody there, Hobbit?
Yeah, look. I'm not
Hobbit
like
doesn't
fully.
even listen to himself, Fraser.
Hey, that's not always true.
That's not always true.
But fact is, not everything's had the.
Oh God.
Mandela
Ian's just mentioned
update.
chemsex in the chat. Do you remember that chemsex article that you...
No, I don't remember it. Thank you very much.
Boys, what am I missing out on here?
We did a chemsex article with this poor bloke. They just kept finding him and raping him, didn't they?
What?
I don't even know why it's funny, because it's not. Because the poor bloke, he got into a chemsex party, and then after that, I think they'd like tagged him like a baby seal or something. They just knew where he was at all times, and then they just went and picked him up, pumped him full of drugs, and kept raping him. It was a weird story.
Well, that's the light in the mood, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, Hobbit liked that one, didn't you, Hobbit? That was one of your favourite articles we ever read out, weren't it?
I seem to remember there was just bits where there was sadism, and they were just like fully taking the parts. They were removing bits of his flesh. I'll just leave it at that.
I don't remember that bit. I do remember they just kept finding him, like they tagged him or something.
Yeah. All right. So be more specific. They had a knife inside his anus and were removing bits of flesh from that.
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember that bit, but poor bloke.
PTSD must have blocked that part.
Yeah. God, what have we done?
It was awful. I mean, he ended up in prison as well, and then he was getting bullied in prison as well. And you may be thinking, oh, well, look, he's just your typical Stephen J. James. No, this guy was a victim of circumstance. And I'm like, you know...
While we've gone down this...
Getting abused.
While we've gone down this absolute cul-de-sac, should we talk about some of the world's most disgusting self-experiments, including Dr. Stubbins' Firth's black vomit sauna?
Oh, what? No.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Oh no.
Yeah, let's dive in.
I've just eaten fucking Emmy, thanks. If you hear any puking noises, that's just me, okay? That's just...
Ash forgot it was Thursday. Charles Edward Brown. Yeah, the bank holiday throws you off, doesn't it? I hate bank holidays because I'm always a day out. Charles Edward Brown Sickward. I don't know how to say it. A small
Quack.
dark man with a smile full of kindness felt every one of his 72 years. His concentration was on the wane. His physical strength had weakened. He had toilet trouble. So Brown Sequard injected himself with the extracts of dogs and guinea pigs' testicles. But Brown Sequard's self-experimentation seems restrained, almost mundane, compared with one researcher who wanted to discover how yellow fever spread. These self-experimenters were not scientific mavericks.
Are we talking about the yellow fever, or are we talking about the other yellow fever?
What sort of yellow fever are we
Disease.
talking
I
about?
think they're talking about the disease,
The disease.
not the fetish.
Not the I'm getting on a plane to
That is a
Bangkok
disease.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. These self-experimenters were not scientific mavericks. They were part of the medical and biological establishment. Brown Sequard made landmark discoveries in several areas of biology, including the nervous system and hormones. And he was a keen self-experimenter. On one occasion, what happened to the eccentric scientists? They're all so boring, though, aren't they?
Yeah, fucking.
Hey, what about
corporate
the shark science guy?
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Science guy.
And the thing is, I always thought,
Are we defending Shark Science Guy now because everyone
You know
else is
what?
boring as fuck?
compared to like the rest of the other science things we've done, Shark Science Guy, at least he was doing actual science.
Hey, at least Brown Sequard, like if he wanted to do experiments on flies eating people's heads, he'd have done it on his own, rather than Fauci, who did it with beagles.
Yeah.
About Fauci.
On one occasion, Brown Sequard infused his blood into the corpses of guillotined criminals to show them the dead tissue was still viable. On another, he wanted to explore the skin's function, so he cocooned himself in varnish. His students found Brown Sequard unconscious and used sandpaper to remove the varnish. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, this man is insane.
So, there are no limits.
Yeah, I fucking...
There are no limits.
I fucking hate science. This guy must fucking love
I fucking
science.
love science.
Yeah.
On myself, yeah.
God, I bet... Can you imagine that?
You know what? That guy, right? He's the most normalest guy in the world, right? He went into some science lab and he's just like, yeah, can I test this out? And they were like, no. He's like, well, fuck you then.
Ian's
I'll do it myself.
Ian's reminding me of an ancient Chinese proverb where it's like, man who cook pea in carrot water, very economical man. Man who cook carrot in pea water, very dirty man.
In 1860, enriching several hormones into the blood of old men would boost their mental and physical prowess. What I want to know is, did they know what he was injecting into them? 20 years later, the septuagenarian Brown Sequard told the prestigious Parisian Société de Biologie that he'd injected himself subcutaneously into the fat under the skin on 10 occasions over 3 weeks with extracts made from the testicles of dogs and guinea pigs. Why guinea pigs? How the fuck do you milk a guinea pig's testicles?
Oh, hang on. There's like, don't you remember we did this like a few weeks ago where we found, is it gerbils or hamsters? The hyperfertile, and you can actually get a hamster pregnant with human semen, and the zygote is apparently not allowed to carry it to term because it's against the law. But
because it would, right? It would actually like develop, right?
So
creepy.
Are you saying that? Oh fuck, what's his name? Was firing blanks then? Who was it? Feast on my buddy horror tits. What was his name?
Jahans.
Jahans
Yeah.
fucked his guinea pig, didn't he? Or hamster or something? Doctor, as Alphabet Cat says, Mengele would have been proud of this guy.
Fucking Mengele. Oh, my beer moment, this isn't it? Fucking hell.
Oh, God. Okay, so how did it go, you ask? Brown Sequard said his concentration, physical strength and endurance, jet of urine and power of defecation all improved. Power of defecation. Brave Star's worst power. I don't know if does anybody remember Brave Star? Power of a bear. Do you know?
Oh,
Brave
actually,
Star.
I do.
Yeah. Power of a bear. Power of a lion. Power of defecation.
So, what can we say is
What the fuck is? All my power of defecation's improved. What is that? What is that, Hobbit?
So basically, if you've got the constipation, just inject yourself with gerbil sperm. Clears it right out.
Would you inject sperm under your skin? Not even Stephen J. James does that.
But actually, we were talking about this the other week, weren't we? Off show.
That Stephen J. James doesn't inject himself with cum? What do you think he's using that instead of steroids? By the way, Stephen J. James, I think that you're not using drugs. I believe you there. And I'm also just going to say publicly, I don't think Stephen J. James injects himself with gerbil semen.
Self-injecting extracts of animal testicles is unpleasant enough, but a young American doctor, Dr. Stubbins Firth, would be a shoo-in if there was a Nobel Prize for the most disgusting self-experiments. To be fair, Firth was trying to solve a deadly puzzle, not puddle.
Puddle.
It probably ends with a deadly. It probably ends with a deadly puddle. The death toll from yellow fever puts COVID-19 into the shade. In 1793, an outbreak of yellow fever killed 1 in 10 people living in Philadelphia. An 1878 outbreak.
Value was lost.
An 1878 outbreak in the Mississippi Valley led to 100,000 cases and 20,000 deaths. Vaccines were introduced in the 1930s, yet today more than 200,000 people develop yellow fever each year, and at least 30,000 die from the infection. So they obviously cured it then. Most people infected with the virus that causes yellow fever do not feel unwell, or they recover after feeling ill with flu-like symptoms for a few days. But about 1 in 5 develop severe debilitating symptoms such as high fever, vomiting, dehydration, severe gastrointestinal bleeding that turns vomit black. Levels of a pigment in bile, bilirubin, build up, which colours the patient's skin and eyes yellow. The yellow fever virus seems to have emerged in East Africa within the last 1,500 years, spread to the continent's Atlantic coast, and from there to the Americas, with the international trade in goods such as sugar, cotton, tobacco, and, tragically, slaves. Epidemics occurred occasionally in Europe, but were especially common across Africa and South and Central North America between 1668 and 1870. New York alone endured at least 25 yellow fever epidemics. White privilege, that is. For centuries, the way in which yellow fever spread between patients remained enigmatic. Most people believed you caught yellow fever through contact with those affected. Fomites, objects that transmit infections such as clothing sheets. Patients' vomits or feces during miasmas, bad air or fumes. Dr. Stubbins Firth decided to solve the mystery. Writing in the early 19th century, Dr. Firth commented that yellow fever patient has constant retchings to vomit and discharges a dark-coloured flaky substance. Sometimes in small quantities, at others pints, quarts and even gallons are discharged. He added that when ejected in small quantities, the vomit, was of dark brown colour, resembling a very strong coffee, with a portion of the ground shook up in it. But when evacuated largely in large amounts, it is of a colour more approaching to black, with dark-coloured substances floating in it. Imagine that, sifting through people's black vomit.
So the vomit is black because of the blood that's in it. What is the blood coming from? Is it stomach ulcers? Is it from like the pancreas? What is it that secretes dead blood cells into your intestines? Is it the spleen?
Spleen, I think. Yeah, maybe.
It's worth bearing Firth's evocative description of the black vomit.
But your intestinal matter doesn't come up into your stomach.
This is the fun bit next. After a few experiments on dogs and cats on the 4th of October 1802, Firth made a shallow cut into his left forearm and introduced some fresh black vomit into the incision.
Oh, fucking...
The wound healed. very readily. 4 days later, he made a considerable incision in my right arm, in his right arm, I think that is, and dripped 5 drops of fresh black vomit into the cut. Again, the wound healed in a few days without producing pus. Firth repeated these experiments more than 20 times on various parts of his body, with vomit collected during yellow fever outbreaks in 1802 and 1803. Oh, dear. Clearly, cuts didn't act as a route of entry, so Firth tested some more imaginative ways that yellow fever might spread between people. He placed 3 ounces of black vomit in an iron skillet on the fire and inhaled the fumes without experiencing any unpleasant sensations. Can you imagine that? The smell of roasting vomit.
Yeah.
A few days later, he heated 6 ounces of black vomit to 100 degrees F and remained in the room for 2 hours as the vomit evaporated.
That's 37 degrees.
Yeah.
No, it's just above 37 degrees.
30, isn't it?
It's 38 degrees because it's based on the temperature of horse blood.
Oh, okay then. He very frequently held his head over the dish, inhaling the fumes. Fucking hell, does this dude love the smell of sick or something? Yeah. He felt a great pain in my head, some nausea, and perspired very freely. Towards the close of the experiment, I felt languid and fainty, attended with great oppression at my breast. He recovered once in the fresh air, so fumes weren't responsible. So, if he's feeling faint and that, is that something to do with like the acid in the puke or something? Then is it, Hobbit? Or is it just
I don't know.
Or could it just?
It's
be
probably
the
the smell. It probably is the smell, to be honest. Yeah, it would be that, wouldn't it?
Because he recovered once he got into the fresh air. So fumes weren't responsible, and Stubbins' first experiments became more nauseating. Okay, so we haven't even scratched the surface yet, according to this article.
Oh God, he's gonna find someone to bum him, isn't he? He's gonna be doing the
same day as his black vomit. The same day as his black vomit sauna. That's what they're calling that. Black vomit sauna. Weren't they on the evening session, Hobbit?
I was going to say that does sound like a John Peel John Peel Festive 50, and here's Black Vomit Sauna with a song by Kanicki.
He swallowed.
Speaking of which, I've been thinking about that band. Does anyone know how to spell Kanicki? Because
it's
someone there.
Ickie.
Yeah.
What?
KN.
It's like
right. Ken, and then what's the other bit?
But Ickie.
Ickie.
Yeah, Kanicki. Kanicki. I've told you this before. It's Kanicki from Greece.
Kanicki were an English 4-piece pop punk band from Sunderland.
Yeah.
Pop punk.
Yeah, with their song Black Vomit Sauna.
Yeah, with the song Black Vomit Sauna by Kanicki.
So, right, during his next experiment, he took half an ounce of the black vomit immediately, and after it was ejected from a patient, Firth diluted the vomit with the same amount of water and drank the cocktail.
Look, there's an old medieval practice called urinomancy, which is not like piss magic. It's like, in order for ancient physicians.
Hold on. Before you get into this, Hobbit, Firth said that the taste was very slightly acid.
That's someone's bile, isn't it? Like, oh.
Absolute madman.
Oh no.
Absolute madman. Go on then, Hobbit.
Right, urinomancy is, before they were called doctors, they were called physicians.
Yeah. And
the physicians of the time, in order to diagnose people, would ask for a sample of their piss, and they'd drink it. Well, I say drink it. They'd sommelier it. Yeah, they'd sommelier it, and then based on the taste, I assume they spat it out afterwards. But based on the taste, they'd be able to tell if people had, like, for example, diabetes was known as the honey disease because if you drink the piss of a diabetic, it tastes sweet.
Like when you do a piss and it smells like sugar puffs.
Have you ever had a piss that smells like
leek?
Yeah, straw. Yeah, that's it.
So what is leek then? When it smells like leek, what asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
If I've been having asparagus, I know my wee's smelly then. But
I know this is taste.
I'm saying that
asparagus. What if you smell asparagus?
Well, they've been eating asparagus. I've been. So, like I said, this guy, he sounds like he's doing the ancient physician's trick of being sommeliering things, but it's like
he's trying to figure out the contagion method, isn't he? So,
yeah, exactly.
But gee, this dude, why didn't this dude ever get a fucking Nobel Prize? Because he definitely deserved it.
Was this guy before or after Louis Pasteur?
So he lived from 1817 to 1894. So 1869 he was trying to sort out yellow fever. No, that's not him. That's Brown Sequard. Stubbins Firth was 1784 to 1820. 1802 he was doing these experiments of it.
Oh wow! So he lived a good 18 years after. He didn't.
Yeah.
Totally screw himself.
Of it, black vomit. It never did me any harm. Is that what he used to tell the grandkids?
Yeah.
Black vomit never did me any harm.
Grandpa, Mummy's come down with yellow fever. Oh, don't worry, son. Just eat it. It'll do you no harm.
I know
There's good nutrients in there.
I know you just said the era of this man, whose name I don't even know, but it was around about the same time when... now, this is my friend, right, and this is about the Pikachu video. He says, I said, how is it we all misremember these things in the same way? Because it makes sense. It makes sense for Pikachu's tail to have a black stripe at the end because that's how the ears look. It makes sense that a Fruit of the Loom logo has a cornucopia image because we frequently see similar images of cornucopias with fruit spilling out of them all the time in other places. We're all human, so we tend to misremember things in similar ways because our brains work the same. The way human memories work is that we block things together. We see a cartoon pile of fruit, we block it with similar images that have a cornucopia. We see black stripes at the tip of the ear, we block the oval design to have black tips at the end of things. So now I remember it that way. I'm not saying he's Stephen J. James. Well, I am saying he's homosexual. Our brains are incapable of recording everything accurately, so it creatures associates to remember things, and those associations can be false and they are similar to other people.
Yeah, well, you know, like scientists tell you, yeah, you're fucking retarded. You can't remember a single thing you ever saw, and if you tried to give evidence in court, you just quite simply can't remember any of it. You've just made it all up.
Well, yeah.
Have you seen those programs?
Yes, well, they even said that thing of like back in the 80s of no, you weren't nonce. You just had false memory syndrome.
Yeah.
I think there's this. Jesus said it. Don't cast your pearls before swine.
Yeah.
And in this case, because I know this...
Did Stephen J. James criticise the fire videos of it?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, don't cast your pearls before swine, but it's like, this guy, he likes his Pokemon, and I'm like, right, okay. Even I know Pikachu's got a black tip tail.
Mm.
Stephen J. James must apologise to Hobbit for criticising his stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's just the fact that I say something, which I've done like some pretty serious research into, and he just shits on it, like saying, "Is there any batshit theory you don't believe in?"
Mm.
I'm just like, well, you've got this like thing.
Ask him if he believes that a scientist ever drank vomit. Right. Anyway, let's crack on with this. Stubbins notes that he had not accustomed himself. Someone's ringing the doorbell. Sure.
Yes, very loudly.
Yeah.
You got a nice doorbell there.
Yeah.
Don't buy your doorbell.
Fucking thing. So Stubbins notes that had he not accustomed himself to the taste and smell of the black vomit, he would have puked. He repeated these experiments a great number of times during. It kind of reminds me of, do you remember Blackadder when they talk about the captain drinking the piss? He says, "Well, he started drinking his before we even left port."
Yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to be Snopes on Ian here. He says, "Isn't that the movie Bad Taste where they drink vomit?" No, you've misremembered it. What happens in Bad Taste is one of the zombies has a head wound, and its brains and stuff come out into the porridge, and the guy eats it, goes, "Oh, you've put some strawberry jam in my porridge. Thanks, Mum." I hate that film. I watched it recently.
I think I was about 15 the last time I watched that.
Yeah, well, I saw a VHS of it in 2000, and then I watched it again. And
Peter Jackson. that's what's even funnier about it. In fact, Peter Jackson made it.
Well, just the fact that he made Bad Taste, and then that other film, which was
what's the other one? Brain Dead.
No,
Brain Dead.
Yeah, that's it. Brain Dead and Bad Taste, and then it's like, right, I've made these films. I've shown my bona fides. I'm going to make the best film series ever. And it's like, if you told me Peter Jackson's going to make you, it might as well tell me that Lloyd Kaufman was going to direct an Oscar award-winning film. But you might as well have just said, "Oh yeah, Lloyd Kaufman," and then Uwe Boll.
Garth Marenghi is going to make the definitive version of Dune that everyone's going to think is brilliant.
Uwe Boll is going to direct the next Mission Impossible film, and it's going to be great.
Uwe Boll's going to write and direct the definitive version of War and Peace.
Why can't Uwe Boll be hired by Disney to do a live action adaptation of Tarzan?
Well, you know, I think Disney are still trying to figure out the casting on that one, aren't they?
Yep.
Right, so first diluted the vomit with the same amount of water and drank the cocktail. Oh no, I've done that bit. Said he repeated these experiments a great number of times.
Dune.
Including
God, that would be so gory. Actually, you know what? Lloyd Kaufman could do the Harkonnens properly. I'm thinking of that scene in Terra Firma with the defeatusing. That's very Harkonnen.
During two successive epidemics, and increased the amount of black vomit he drank to 2 ounces without dilution. What's a can of Coke? How many ounces is that?
An ounce is what, 28 grams?
Yeah.
So
no, it's I think it's fluid ounces. I think.
Oh, I don't know what. I'm just thinking of. You know how? Have you ever listened to like a shortwave radio, and then like, occasionally like another radio station tunes into the one you're listening to? You ever get that?
No.
The reason okay. It used to happen. Sometimes there'd be like amplitudes out of phase, and you get another radio station phasing in and out of another, basically based on ionospheric conditions. And the reason I mention that is because this episode is going to be like you're listening to one broadcast, but then occasionally the Hobbit broadcast comes in.
Oh, okay. So this dude had 2 ounces of sick, and the McDonald's original size Coke in 1955 was 7 ounces.
Wow, fucking hell. That's a big Coke.
So McDonald's largest Coke soda is 21 ounces. So these are Yank sizes. I'm just trying. So I was just trying to, just so you got some sort of reference.
Translation. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had like a third of original sized Coke.
Oh.
I'm starting to think he was liking this stuff.
So what's that
The
in
fetish.
Olympic-sized swimming pools?
Oh, I don't know, but do you want it? Do you want it? Firth also
The shallow end.
Firth
You
also
go shallow.
applied blood, sweat, bile, saliva, and urine from yellow fever patients into cuts into his body. And for my money, his most research and revolting research, Firth dripped 2 drops of fresh black vomit into his right eye.
Well, that's one way to get pink eye, isn't it?
Yeah, not brown eye. I don't know.
Black
Not
eye.
surprisingly, Firth said he felt a little uneasy about that for a minute. Yeah, yet
a
neither
minute.
felt pain nor experienced inflammation. Firth concluded that yellow fever was not contagious. About 150 years later, in an editorial in the Journal of American Medical Association, notes that although the experiments were properly conducted and the data was sound, yellow fever could not be transmitted under the conditions of Firth's experiments. Firth's self-experiments may have been disgusting, but they showed that contact with yellow fever patients wasn't responsible for the outbreaks, and that was a critical observation. So how the fuck did it do it?
I
Despite
assume yellow fever is spread by mosquito bites.
okay, then yeah, that makes sense.
But then he's dripping it directly into the bloodstream, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, mosquitoes. So mosquitoes don't have an excretory system. Their digestion and
but Firth had also applied blood, sweat, bile, saliva, and urine from yellow fever patients into cuts in his body.
Well, then he should have got it.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if he was just like a carrier,
Immune.
not a receiver?
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
He's just immune to it. He's lucky, he's just immune to it, and he's like, "Why is this not working?"
But it sounds like the first experiments they did on blood transfusions, giving like sheep blood to various patients, and some lived, some died, and then they found out about blood types. It's like, yeah, it turns out when you mix the wrong blood types, the blood curdles and clots.
But that means in some cases that was the right blood type with the sheep. So
yeah, I don't know why we don't do more human-animal blood transfusions, because
we're very close to pigs, aren't we, in anatomy?
Yeah, but you can
Supposedly.
accept blood from horses and sheep, it seems.
Oh, okay then.
well. I'm getting a pony, lads, just in case I need a blood transfusion.
So despite
Make sure it's the same blood group as you.
don't end up like that geezer that used to be on Jerry Springer all the time. He died of some dirty, filthy horse fucking disease, didn't he?
Oh,
Do you remember
no.
that old boy that had a Shetland pony? Did you remember him a bit? Were you ever a big Jerry Springer watcher?
Was the disease intestinal perforation?
I can't remember what it was, but he died of some
perforation?
disease from shagging his horse.
Oh.
You know, like tissue is perforated.
Oh yeah, pig hearts, weren't they? Pig hearts are transplantable, aren't they?
Yeah, but you need anti-rejection drugs, much like you do with a human organ transplant. And they were saying that they need to use. They basically need to. That was it. That was like one of the first like public releases of. Yeah, these pigs are chimeras. They've got human DNA, and that's why if their DNA matches yours, you can have a transplant without the organ being rejected, because it's your tissue that's just been grown in a chimera surrogate,
Yeah,
which they call
like
pigs
a
a
mouse
bit.
with an ear on its back.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That is the future, right?
Oh, some people accept pig parts for heart. Yes, they grow use valves and stuff from the pigs.
Are those mice? Are they like Captain James T. Kirk? Are they? They have their left ear, right ear, and final front ear.
That's it. Yeah. Or in this case, the dorsal fin ear, but
The final back ear. Despite Firth's heroic, some might say insane, self-experimentation, the spread of yellow fever remained a mystery. So it was It was in 1881. Cuban doctor Carlos Finley suggested it finally transmitted by mosquitoes. Hobbit. But Perhaps inevitably, many experts were sceptical, but between 1900 and 1902, a team led by the US Army Dr. Walter Reed showed that Finlay was right. Volunteers, including members of Reed's team, allowed themselves to be bitten by mosquitoes gorged on the blood of yellow fever patients. The study showed that the saliva of infected mosquitoes transmits... Oh, so it's the saliva of So the mosquitoes get infected, and then their saliva passes.
Is there a
yellow
procession
fever.
going through your house today?
I know,
Fucking
right?
feels
What
like
the-
it, doesn't it? The fucking phone's going off. It's gone fucking nuts, mate. Right,
Yeah.
there you go. Fuck off, phone.
You need to do what King Cobra does. Like, go away, I'm streaming. I'm not answering the door when I'm streaming.
So what happened to our self-experimenters? After graduation, Firth spent several years at sea and wrote about subjects such as tetanus fevers, shipboard ailments and hepatitis. He settled in Charleston, where he died in 1820. The epitaph on his tombstone reads, "As a physician, he was eminent in the profession. He had extensive practice, was prompt and ready at every call, whether proceeding from the poor or the rich, as thousands can testify." In 1854, Brown Sequard faced the cholera epidemic in his native Mauritius. At the time, some doctors suggesting treating cholera with opium. Well, do, wouldn't it?
I mean, it will help.
I'll bet. Do you want to know the thinking? Cholera causes copious diarrhea, which opium counters by producing constipation.
Yes, it's true. But also the thing is,
So does gerbil sperm, by the way.
Yeah.
If you ever get constipation,
That provides.
I've been told
what was
on
the
good
phrase?
advice.
What was the phrase? I can't remember. I can't find it now. I can't remember what the the power, jet of urine and power of defecation all improved. Oh dear. Which opium counters by producing constipation. You can still buy kaolin and morphine in high streets chemists for diarrhea, but follow the instructions.
Oh, what, like kaolin clay?
Yeah.
Why do you need morphine for diarrhea?
So all opiates are
right, yeah.
Junkies get stopped up, don't they?
Oh, do they?
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
All opiates cause the opposite of diarrhea. There's something about them which slows down the digestive process, and that's like loperamide, the anti-diarrhea medication. It's artificial opiate which doesn't get you high.
Oh.
Well, Brown Sequard took a leaf out of the other dude's book because to see if opium worked, Brown Sequard swallowed cholera patients' vomit. When he felt he had cholera symptoms, he took a large amount of laudanum, which is opium mixed with strong alcohol. Not surprisingly, the laudanum left him semi-conscious, curled up in a corner of his room and just about able to signal for coffee. Firth should have had the last word.
An Ilford coffee?
No, just about able to signal for coffee.
Ah, right. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Again, this is the thing. I feel like maybe it's watching those alternate reality videos. I feel like I'm slightly out of phase. You know when have you ever done this thing with setting up speakers and you've got a subwoofer and you've got to set the phase correctly?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will sort of cancel out and you're just like pushing a lot of air in the room, but you're not getting much sound. So you have to like.
Or when you've got
change.
Or it doesn't really happen anymore. But when you used to have like a TV, TVs that have different delays on them in different rooms.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I miss those.
Yeah.
I miss those.
So
yeah.
like you'd have a terrestrial TV
Upstairs
on and
was
then
always
Sky
like-
TV on or something. wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
upstairs was always
Yeah.
faster than downstairs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it the other way around? I can't remember, but one of them was. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, it's the one which has had less processing involved. So
Hmm.
the analog terrestrial one would probably be the first, most recent, and then the digital Sky one that's had to have more processing done, and also beamed up to satellites causes a bit of delay as well.
Right, so that's that. That's that done. Yeah, a couple of medical pioneers there for you. And here we are on the evening session. We have Black Vomit Sauna
by Kaneki. So again, audience, I'm sorry, Tubes, but I'm tired. What was the name of this vomit sommelier, and when was he conducting his research?
1800s or something, wasn't it? 1802.
His name's Firth with an extra F.
Firth.
For Firth.
For Firth. It's like for Firth.
For Firth.
For Firth.
For Firth. For Firth.
Maybe it's one of Frith's ancient ancestors.
Page 30, wasn't it? Oh no, I'm never going to find it again now, am I? Hard enough to. I don't know what it is, but they don't really like labelling it up properly so you can find it. No, I think that's that. I think I'll be finding that again, I bet.
Oh.
Lost to the annals of history.
Yeah.
In prison, you could turn off other people's TV remote control if the doors were open. I have a Samsung Galaxy S6, and the reason I keep it around is it's got an IR LED, and I've got this app on it called TV Kill, and it just sends all the commonly used IR pulses to turn televisions off. So if I'm in a pub or some other place with a television, I can just turn the tellies off.
You terrorist.
Oh, found it, Hobbit. His name was Dr. Stubbins for Firth.
Dr. Stubbins for Firth?
Yeah.
That's not a real name, Stubbins.
Oh, right, for Firth is a completely normal name.
Yeah. Stubbins. Whose normal fucking first name is Stubbins?
Unless you're in a noddy book,
this fact.
unless you're in a noddy book, your first name shouldn't be Stubbins, should it?
Is this guy even exist? Is this guy real?
Yeah, he is.
Is this another fucking Joseph? Fucking
Joseph.
Paxton.
He's like Joseph. He's like Joseph Paxton, but he really, really wants to be famous. Do you remember the word, Hobbit? Are you old enough to remember the word?
Oh, I remember the big TV on wheels. That's when the teacher didn't want to teach you, so it's just like, right, you're going to watch this video now. Shut up.
What? They used to watch the word at school?
No, not the word.
Oh.
No, we had big TVs. And
they rolled them in. I had them as well. Still.
Yeah, and they'd put a... I wonder what happened to those big TVs. I'd love one of those. They're 4:3 ratio as well.
Big cafe, yeah.
Dr. Stubbins for Firth.
Yeah,
I have to have this. I know you've just said it, but I need to.
I'll just put it in general, the Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, because I'm looking at 1784 to 1820. Right, so now Louis Pasteur was 1822 to 1895. Right, so Louis Pasteur was born 2 years after Dr. Firth died.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, so that's what I needed to know, because Louis Pasteur was the proponent of germ theory.
Yeah.
Which Stephen J. James fully believes in, but he doesn't care because his boyfriend likes to go in raw anyway.
I didn't know Polanski did Macbeth. To be fair,
Stephen
really
J.
watched
James saves up so that he could go on a holiday to Thailand, but when he's done sucking off the ladyboys in Pat Pong, he then goes and stops in Tel Aviv. It's really spooky.
Was Pasteur a Freemason, Hobbit?
I don't know, was he?
Was he a Rosicrucian?
I'm looking at a photograph of him, and he's not got his hand in his coat pocket.
Yeah. Is he a Rosicrucian, though? Is he of the Rosicrucian order?
I met a black woman who was in the Rosicrucian order.
Yeah, they're bad
She was really stupid. there was so much shit she was saying. I was just like,
Well,
God
she trying
damn.
to tell you the secrets of alchemy, and you were just like, yeah, whatever, mate.
All right, then. It looks like it looks like trying to start this in the chat. What is the What the fuck are you showing me at school for? What are you showing me this at school for? Have you ever watched anything like that?
Oh, there was
when they go, oh, let's watch this, and you're thinking, what the fuck are you showing me this at school for?
Well, we did get to see a version of Macbeth, and there was the scene
Shakespeare, yeah.
where
Remember the Shakespeare with fucking Danny, fucking what's his name, DeVito? Not DeVito.
We watched.
Danny
died.
Leonardo DiCaprio. That's it.
Oh my god.
I had the misfortune. Yeah, I've seen that Romeo and Juliet one. It was terrible. It was really bad.
No, we watched the obviously because that hadn't even been made.
Mercutio. It's like this black guy. It's just like hood like.
There was just this bit where he takes all the bullets out of his gun.
Yeah.
It's
meant to be his sword, right?
When they guns show like swords, I've seen clips of it. I've never watched it.
The guns have got the family crests of the Juliet Capuas. No, we saw this 1970s or 60s version of Macbeth, and there's a guy who gets his head chopped off, and when that scene happened, all the boys were cheering. It got rewound about 50 times. And after the 30th time, the girls were starting to be like, this is boring. And that made it even more funny. It was just like, we're doing it now to wind up the
is it Sepharelli or something? That was the version of Hobbit. Yeah, Alphabet Cat says it's the Polanski version of Macbeth.
I mean, this looks like it was almost Technicolor. I can't quite remember. But yeah, there is a guy whose head gets decapitated, and this was Macbeth. Yeah.
No, we watched the 70s. I think there's like a 70s Romeo and Juliet, isn't there? You know, when do you remember the R tune that what's his name? Simon Bates used to do.
Was it West Side Story, Romeo and Juliet?
Yes, that's the diversity version of it, isn't it? Because it's the is it the Puerto Ricans versus the Mexicans? Is it
Maria?
But it's just people in blackface, and in the film version, and it's just various people in various types of blackface, isn't it?
My favourite Romeo and Juliet is the Troma one called Tromeo and Juliet.
How about Nomeo and Juliet? Have you seen that?
Nomeo? Oh no, that's probably grim, mate. That sounds grim.
What? Yeah, it's one of those stories, isn't it? It's like a time. It's been done that many times, but you've seen it, but you probably haven't even realised you're watching Romeo and Juliet, have you?
Oh fucking yeah! Any Shakespeare in it, it's like fucking hell.
Yeah.
English, you know.
Dippy pair of cunts, aren't they? Oh, I'm going to poison myself. Well, I'm only pretending. Whoops.
Whoops. Oh shit! I better go do it then.
Oh shit! She's dead. Oh no! Oh fuck! He's dead. But he didn't know. Oh damn it!
Okay. It's almost like a Greek tragedy. Yeah, spoilers if you've never seen Romeo and Juliet.
They both die do they both die in the end? Or
they both died. She kills herself then because, you know.
Oh yeah, no, doesn't he stab himself? Who stabs herself then? Because she's just pretending. He gets there, he actually poisons himself, and then she stabs herself. Is that how it goes? I can't remember.
Oh shit! I thought she died first, and then he killed himself.
Juliet has this plot where she takes a poison which will make her look as if she's dead, but she'll just be sleeping. Romeo is convinced that she is dead, so he kills himself. He falls on his sword, and then when Juliet comes to
himself. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, hoisted by his own poignard. Poignard.
Poignard.
Poignard, yes.
Pointy sword.
I was just
It's
when
a
Tybalt
stagger.
dies, I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm done with this.
And
Like,
then Juliet,
Tybalt was a proper lad, weren't he?
Juliet comes to, and then she's like, no, and then she falls on his sword.
Oh, did she do it as well? Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought that
Or
was
she,
like,
or
I
she,
thought it was a
she
stabbing
takes.
and a poisoning and a stab. I thought it
I
was
think
poison.
she.
I thought it was fake poison, stab poison.
Well, no, it's narcotic stabbing. She takes the sword from Romeo and then stabs herself.
Oh, right, okay then.
You know, in the medieval era, there was all these different words for stabbing because it was like it was a big thing, so they needed different words. And now all we
A bit like
all we
modern
use is.
What kind of
You
stabbing
said it was
are
a
you,
bit like modern London.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because there's different forms of stabbing and with different implements, you needed different terms. Now we've just sort of contracted it all down to stabbing.
Is that where you get a forking from? You know.
That's why when you say someone's been poignarded, you mean they've been stabbed with a dagger.
Ah.
Because getting stabbed with a dagger needed its own term. So saying stabbed with a dagger was so just like clunky.
I can't wait until there's the black gang version of it, the black London gang version of.
Well, Ash says it's murked.
That's what I mean. That's it. I owe Tybalt's been murked.
or shanked. Are these Orcish terms? I'm not familiar with this Mordor speak.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing. Stormzy could do the soundtrack for it. It could be like Baz Luhrmann's, but with Stormzy doing the soundtrack. It'd be great.
Oh,
Million Pound. I know Stormzy's a big fan of the show. £1 million idea.
In it, fam. Curse on your house.
Hey, in it, fam. There's Juliet. She's well fit in it.
Hey, yo, where the white Juliet at? Yeah. The pimply faced youth went to Notting Hill Carnival the other day, and
did he come back with all limbs attached?
Yes, he did witness a stabbing though.
Yeah, it's the London Stabbing Festival.
It is part. It'd
be Fortean news if nobody got stabbed there.
It's part and parcel of their culture.
Yeah.
But then again, if you look at Romeo and Juliet, that was part of our culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was a part of Italian culture, Hobbit. Let's get this straight. That was part and parcel of Italian culture.
So are we saying that blacks are raping Italian culture?
Yes. There's me Juliet in it, bruv.
Why is a guy from not far from where I live, whose father signed documents with an X? Why is it that he's writing all this stuff? You know, they say writers write about what they know.
Yeah.
Why was he always writing about Venice and Italy and other places?
I think what Alphabet Cat's trying to say is that he was a bit of a
plagiarist.
He took stuff on, even though it's based upon an Italian fable.
Wait! He adapted it for modern audiences.
Yes.
Oh,
Was Shakespeare the Marvel Studios of his time? Was Macbeth the Avengers Assemble?
Just can you imagine the Italians going, "Oh, it's not as good as the original comics though."
And then the Greeks are just like, you fucking plagiarists. We did this 3,000 years ago. Yeah, well, why don't you adapt it for modern audiences? You know, where's your plumbing radar actors?
Why is Juliet being played by an Italian now? Bloody paused it. They've paused it.
I went into at school. There was a cripple, and his surname was Shakespeare.
We would do the episode about Shakespeare, but it needs some research.
Oh God, not research.
Yeah.
Sir Francis Bacon.
No, he's Alphabet Cat saying because Shakespeare isn't real. Look into the Earl of Oxford.
Sir Francis. Sir Francis Bacon as well, isn't there?
When you say
there was that film, there was a film out fairly recently, weren't there?
I'm sure there was a William Shakespeare of Stratford upon Avon. Was he a figurehead like Greta Thunberg?
He could have been. Yeah.
They got a Downey and got him to pretend to be
No, not like Greta Thunberg. Maybe he was a bit like an Albert Einstein. Like everyone says,
is there
"Oh,
a picture of him?
Yeah.
Is there a painting of him on a coach and horses with like a table with like loads of food on it?
Wait, I thought there was. He's got the pointy like side hair thing.
Well, the reason I say that Shakespeare's like an Albert Einstein is because both are plagiarists and both are like credited as being great geniuses.
Well,
in their
Alphabet Cat
respective
is
fields.
saying it was a team of writers, but apparently headed by the Earl of Oxford.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because they were translating Greek plays, which were translated from the Italian, or vice versa.
Who was found in someone's attic? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I see where it's
we doing these reproducing stones or what?
You want to do it? Go on
Yeah,
then,
go.
Hobbit. Take it
Yeah,
away.
go on.
So let's go to the crux of the matter, right? We got these stones, yeah, and they reproduce. Now, some say, they're not actually. Some say, no, they're not living beings. They're not real. They don't. It's like when people say crystals aren't living beings. It's like, well, yes, they are, but point being, and also fire is a living being as well.
Well, if you go back to our
Sexual
Grand
assault.
Canyon episode, a lot of the spooky and weirdness there could be because there's a lot of quartz in them thar hills.
Yes,
Does that
and
mean jerk off crystals is sexual assault?
yes,
living
it is.
Okay.
Well, they're voyeurs to sex acts.
Yeah.
Now, I am going to summarise this from what I remember about it. Then we're going to read about it to see how it tallies up with what I've misremembered, because apparently we all misremember things. There's no such thing as Mandela. Now, these stones are known for reproducing. They occasionally blister, and small stones come out of them. And over time, these stones grow. They're not sure how the mechanism is for them growing. Some have speculated when they get rained on, they absorb minerals from the ground below. But how do the minerals go up? And if they did, why would they form like boulders? Why would they not be like... Is it stalactites, which are the ones at the bottom of caves?
Tights come down and mites go up.
How do you know that?
That's the rhyme. Tights come down. Yeah, as in ladies' tights, and mites go up.
Oh la la.
Oh, right. I never known that, you see. But anyway,
that was what I learned.
Yeah, you never know. Yes.
Tights you always remember tights always come down, Hobbit.
Yeah. Well, these stones, which are totally natural, normal, and totally not like living creatures, they have a name. They do have names, and as soon as the website loads, I'll tell you what the name is. We'll find out together, you and I. The headline, which does not mention their name.
This one, I bet.
The eerie living stones in Romania are fantastical and totally real.
I was going to play the "Why can't I have a brown baby" clip. It would have been funny, wouldn't it?
We got brown babies. No, they're dirty.
Why can't I have a brown baby?
A small town in Romania called Costesti.
People call Romanis, they go the house.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's actually really good. There's like Latin students who go, you see, this joke is funny on multiple levels. And they're pointing out the grammar of it, and I was like, oh, you know what? No, but this is one of the times when you actually
in Latin. Is that what we're going to study?
Yeah, no, it's like it's funny because they actually understand Latin grammar and they got it right
back then because they got taught properly, didn't they? They knew about history and fucking language and shit like that.
Well, it's like
wait until Hobbit finds out Latin's like totally a bogus made up language. It's only around 100 years.
The Dacian.
Fraser, I don't want to be that guy, but all languages are made up.
I know, right?
The
I know, but I'm just saying it is maybe not as old as one would like to believe. Romanticise about.
The Dacians were the Roman language, and it came to Italy, but never mind that. And also, Greek was the most popular language at the time. Latin wasn't spoken by many of it at all.
Doesn't the name Romania, it does stem from Romans, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because it's weird, and I'll need to find the historian who showed me it. But the Romans they have a lot of homage to the Dacians, and you'd think, well, they're just an insignificant Illyrian tribe. It's like, no, they're not. They're probably the founders of Rome. They're not Trojans, they're Dacians. But anyway, a small town in Romania called Cotestia is home to unusual geological manifestations. But, hang on. That's as far as the arm goes. Bulging, bulbous, boulders. I had to say it slightly, otherwise it's going to... Bulging, bulbous boulders called Trovants.
Not to be confused with the shitty Russian car.
Yeah, that's a Trabant. These stones...
Okay.
Yeah. These stones have long intrigued the locals with their organic-looking shapes and strange cement oozings, inspiring myths about the stone's ability.
While we're talking about cement, let's talk about the Roman cement, the Roman cement that no one's ever been able to reproduce.
No, they suppose they have now.
I saw something about that recently. They're saying they use volcanic ash, and that's the thing as well. I tried to get a job in La Palma as a tipper driver, but nothing came of it.
Yeah.
Because there was lots of lorry drivers are in La Palma. Or were in La Palma, scooping up all the volcanic ash and shipping it off because it's ready-made cement. So all you got to do is stick it in bags and sell it.
You literally just add water and there you go.
Yeah, it's volcanic ash is cement. I don't know what. I think they add pumice to it. It's too bad I haven't got
pumice stones. Do you remember putting one?
Pumice
stone when I was a kid.
Yeah. They still sell them.
Why were they always shaped like bird skulls?
What? Well, I suppose that was a convenient. You mean an oval shape?
Yeah,
they were like a teardrop shape, like the ones my mum used to have when I was a kid.
Yeah, the oval ones.
They look like they look like bird skulls. I'll see one.
Or maybe they were teardrops, so you got a bulbous. I don't know. The point is,
I think it's so you can do all your bits. Yeah.
So anyway, these bulging bulbous bulbers called Trovants, these stones are long treated, and they say inspiring myths about the stone's ability to grow and move.
It's probably not. They probably can't do them with a sharp end anymore in case the vibrant Londoners take him to the Notting Hill Carnival.
It's not a bloody myth if they're doing them. I mean, it's like these stones actually do grow and move about.
I thought you were talking about the stabbings. I thought you were talking about the stabbings at the carnival.
Yeah, the stabbings aren't
It's not a myth if they're doing them.
Let me remove your dry skin with this stone.
He just wants to exfoliate my organs.
Yeah.
Trovants vary greatly in size and shape. Some can snugly fit in your palm, while others loom overhead, up to 4.5 meters tall. What's that in old money? It's about that's
3/4 of
12, and then that's 1.5. So, they're about 14 foot tall. The hundreds of known Trovants seen across at least 20 sites through Romania, some were only unearthed after the sand around them was quarried away.
Oh God! Look, they've memory hold the shape of pumice stones when I was a kid.
They've Mandelaed it.
They honestly look like a bird skull. They really did.
Maybe you have to come to the realization they weren't pumice stones.
Is there nothing they can't try and fucking wipe out of existence?
You're just misremembering it. It's common for people to go pumice stones, bird skulls. They're similar. Yeah. I'll categorize those two things in my memory together. You see, the human memory is fallible. That's how I remember Pikachu having a black tip on it.
Yeah, we just make shit up as we go along. Nothing's real.
It's how I remember, like, Pikachu having a
Simulation
black
theory,
tip
bro.
on his
How the
tail.
fuck?
Because
Like, if we're supposed to be as retarded as they say we are, like, how the fuck do I get home at night if my brain is that fucked that I don't really know anything from anywhere at all, and I can't remember a thing properly?
well, actually, I'm going to be Dr. Snopes now.
Yeah.
The pimply face youth at work often takes me to the MOT centre to pick up the vans.
Yeah.
And this is a 5-minute drive. You go towards the roundabout, you take a U-turn, so the third exit, then you go right.
Right, so, Hobbit, this is the shape of pumice stones when I was a kid. I finally found it. But even then, it's at a weird angle. It doesn't show you from the top. So you've got, like, the teardroppy type shape. That's kind of round on the top, and then you have, like, the bits on the sides that look like the eye holes in the skull.
Right. So anyway, you take the right, you go over the roundabout, and then at the junction you turn right, and then at the not the first one, but the second one after the pub, you take the right. You go down, you follow the road around, you go left, and it's there. So it's 5 minutes away. It's not far. The pimply face youth can't remember it, and then he's like, today he's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to put in my phone the directions back to work. I was like, but
Hobbit, if you're selling pumice stones, why would you put an egg on the picture?
I've
just put it in general. Why? Why would you do this?
I don't know.
Just look how like soft it is against the eggshell. Like,
Here's some pumice stones and an egg. Okay.
An egg.
Whatever.
Maybe you're doing it wrong. Maybe you meant to like crack the egg all over your feet and then like rub them with stones. I don't know.
Are these like, there's a mythical bird called
a cockatrice.
Is that? Oh, that's my hair. That's okay. I was just like, who's this ball of hair from? No.
How to clean a toilet with pumice stone?
Yeah, you just rub it.
Why? Like pumice stone's quite porous. I imagine it'd suck the piss in.
I imagine it'd be a bit like using sandpaper to clean your toilet.
Yeah, it's like when you got the skid marks, isn't it? You want to rub those with it, I guess.
Yeah, get the skidders out.
No, don't use a pumice stone to scrub your bog. Anyway, the 12 ants. While mysteriously moving stones do sail across some valleys elsewhere in the world.
Hobbit, you've been cleaning your toilet wrong all these years.
Use this life hack.
and then do your face with it.
You
can even do your face with it afterwards, Hobbit.
They're for your feet. Now, while mysteriously moving stones do sail across the valleys elsewhere in the world, these
this is a related question then, Hobbit. Why do I not get as much dead skin on my feet as I used to when I was a kid? Are feet as shoe technology improved that much?
Well, your skin's just hardened and you no longer feel any pain. Maybe.
Yeah. I get a hard skin. I've got a bunion on one of my feet. I need to get one of those moleskin patches because it gets pretty painful at the end of the week.
White vinegar and baking soda. I think this is a toilet cleaning hack.
Yeah, you basically make hydrochloric acid by doing
actually, Coca-Cola's good as well, actually.
You know what works really well for cleaning toilets? I know this is going to be an incredible life hack,
said
right?
Coca-Cola, so don't say Coca-Cola.
Bleach.
Okay.
You see, but
controversial, Hobbit.
Oh,
controversial.
I'm waiting for Stephen J. James to say that sounds like a batshit conspiracy theory. But bleach.
Whoa!
I tell you, I use bleach.
Crazy you are, Hobbit.
I use bleach to clean my toilets, and I'm telling you now, it gets rid of skiddies.
Do you know what bleach does? It just turns the shit white. That's all it does.
Oh, bleach can only go so far. How do mineral stains across? Like, yeah, you use acid on lime scale. Yeah, white vinegar.
I mean, it's just like the fucking Joker with his fucking flour cleaning the toilet, isn't he?
Industrial strength acid just like melt.
You'd be surprised how
He just
far a
takes a
bottle of...
cupful out the barrel in his shed with a corpse in it.
God. No comment.
I mean, can neither confirm or deny whether that's how he cleans his toilet for legal reasons.
You're spoiling the surprise. Not baking soda, although that would work. I use salt because it's cheaper. When I clean my chopping boards, you don't really need to clean a wooden chopping board. But if I chop garlic and
because it
onions
has
on
that
it,
chemical in it, doesn't it? Begins with a T. It's not tannin, but it's something.
Terpenes?
Turpentine.
Terpenol.
Something like that. Wood has a chemical in it. Like, cause,
Well, yeah.
Because you hear with women, they go, "Oh, wood soaks in all the germs," don't they? But it actually has a chemical in the wood that kills germs, isn't there?
Okay, women, you're wrong. Wooden chopping boards are the best. Plastic chopping boards are breeding grounds for disease.
Yeah.
Glass chopping boards, you may as well just put your knives on the brick and go, why do my knives not cut anymore? And so anyway, wooden chopping boards, if they stink because I've been chopping shallots and garlic, I will use salt and vinegar on them. You get all these fumes come off, don't breathe them in. And then once it's done reacting, you just wash it off. It's I actually drew. I probably did it in chemistry as well. You like, I've forgotten what the chemical symbols are for acetic acid.
You're doing the stubbins here and testing the fucking.
No, it's I'm doing a Farsh Harbour here. I'm like doing actual chemistry. You've got acetic acid and sodium chloride. You combine the two together, you end up with hydrochloric acid and sodium acetate. And hydrochloric acid is really good for cleaning wooden chopping boards. And it's cheap. You've got salt, you've got vinegar. I don't know what happens if you combine sodium bicarbonate with acetic acid. What would that... Well, you probably get carbon dioxide come off, but I'm not sure what acid you get in the meantime. I know. Shall I carry on reading about Travant's, or shall I look up...
Does this mean bleach is going to get banned? Not bleach. Does this mean baking soda is going to get banned if you get carbon dioxide? How dare you, hobbits! How dare you!
Breathing too vigorously is going to get banned. It's like, oh, you've used up your carbon credits for this month. You'll have to hold your breath. Yeah.
Your oxygen intake has exceeded the natural limit.
No, they don't care about your oxygen intake because, of course, it's your human right to breathe as much oxygen as you like. It's just you've got to worry. It's just it's just your carbon footprint we're concerned about. You're exhaling a bit too much carbon dioxide. Can you breathe out more slowly,
we all know the
please?
real carbon they want to scrub is you, don't we?
Well, duh. It's like I always used to. Like when I found out about taxes, say, oh, they tax the air we could breathe. And well, now with carbon credits, they have. Because it's a tax on all human activity. It's a tax on all life. I mean, they ought to be going to, like, you know, there's like, what's his name? Stephen J. James and Professor Brian Cox. They're going to go to those parts of Sumatra that never been explored by anybody. And they'll find, like, some creature there, like, it's never been seen before. And you just say, I can't do Stephen J. James.
Ladyboys amazing.
So I just have to be Professor Brian Cox. Oh, we found this amazing new laugh. And Stephen J. James, but it's not paying carbon credit taxes. Hello, I'm Stephen J. James. I talk with a lisp. Probably. I believe everything the baby thing says. This is going to be so dated. Claire Core's going to be fucking livid. She's going to be writing to Anne Robinson points of view, saying they besmirched the name of my good bum chum Stephen J. James. You fucking fag hag. Now, the bizarre and sometimes seemingly gravity-defying bulges have to do with their origins. Likely shaped by earthquakes around 6 million years ago. It's all 6 million with these people. Trovan are a type of concretion, sedimentary sand grains or rocks bound together by a limestone. So calcium carbonate cement. Some are made from sandstone, others from gravel. Bulimia venta.
Bulia venturatia.
Yeah, like I said, Bulimia Venta, National Park Brittany Venti, National Park Manager. No, the name of Brittany Venti's manager is Florence Stoician. Told Radio Romania.
I believe Florence Stoician's pronouns are they them.
I believe his pronouns are Trovance or Trovance. In geological terminology, they are made from gritstone and conglomerates.
Like,
researchers of
Radio Romania International. How many countries do you think you get Radio Romania International in? I'm guessing
is it a bit like Radio Luxembourg?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Researchers have found no difference between the Trovance and surrounding sand substrate. So, wow, it's like saying researchers have found no difference between wood and charcoal. It's wow, you're telling me that these stones that grow in this area are comprised of the substrate which they have grown from. It's amazing. So they suspect the spheroid shapes were formed by the unusually long-lasting and intense seismic activity of the Middle Miocene. Shockwaves emanating from the earth compacted the sandy sediments and concentrate.
Add rocks, shake for 6 million years. Bingo.
Bingo, yeah.
Is this a bit like saying have a primordial soup life?
Well, you remember how hail was formed, don't you, Hobbit?
Yeah, it just bounced up and down, right?
It just bounced up and down
yeah.
till it's too heavy to bob up and down.
So the cloud is like a tumble dryer, and then just like the hailstones accruing bits of lint towards itself until it's too heavy and falls out. Molded spherical lumps.
Yeah.
Even J. James ought to be checked for the spherical lumps on his ball bag.
Yeah.
Over time, the elements wore away the looser sandstone. This is almost like an Ian tier episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over time, the elements wore away the looser sandstone around them, exposing the denser Trovance.
What?
Thick. When exposed to heavy rains, some of this cement can leak out onto the surface, gradually adding to the stone's outer circumference over time. Not much has been written about this process, but it's said to
exist. That's why not much has been written about it, because you're making it up.
Well, it says to occur about.
Have you checked Snopes?
No, I haven't actually. But they say it to occur only about 4 to 5 centimeters over 1,200 years.
How would they know that? How would they know that? Someone watched.
You see, Romanians, when they aren't busy pickpocketing stuff, they're busy watching the Trovance. You see, they got a lot of time to just loiter. Now, this is a thing, right?
Yeah,
which
see, the Romanian version of watching paint dry is watching Trovance grow.
Yeah. No.
What did you do this weekend? I watched a rock fucking leak.
God, this is boring. I'd rather watch Trovance grow.
Something you'll see in various third world countries, the thicker the people are, the more that you'll find just groups of men loitering. And it's not like they're waiting, they're not meditating, they're literally just standing around doing nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It's like the Somalians in Leicester. They just walk around shaking hands all day with each other.
Well, no, these ones don't even do that. They just sort of stand there. And if you go to a place like India or Africa, you'll just see groups of men just loitering. They're not waiting for the bus. They're not looking for someone to rape. They're just standing around.
Yeah.
And that's why occasionally you'll see signs in some of these areas saying no loitering.
Yeah.
So in Romania, they're just quite happy to loiter and watch these Travans grow.
Do you reckon they just stand around in groups, shaking each other's hands, putting a tape measure around the Travans?
No. The
Has it grown yet?
The Romanians wouldn't shake
What's the
hands.
Romanian name? Anyone know a Romanian name?
Florin.
Florin.
Brittany Venti.
Florin, is it bigger yet?
Well,
Bloody pickpockets him.
One moment, V. Let me have a look and measure the Travant. The
Gets pickpocketed.
Romanians don't.
I not measure to the Travant. It has no pockets.
The thing is, when Romanians shake hands, they always check to see if their rings are missing or if some have been added. And the surrounding sandstone beds have laminations.
The laminations. The laminations of the women hub.
That's the laminations of the bongo mags. A sequence of fine layering suggesting the area was an ancient marine environment where stones and base sediment.
Fucking high! Look at those fucking stones. How high up are they? Where was the fucking sea level?
Do you know something?
During the Great Flood, 6 million years ago.
Jesus Christ! It was like
Waterworld. I wonder about, right? You got like the cliffs of Dover. You got even in the Himalayas. My dad was saying it was the Himalayas the other day. I was like, is this like when Caribbean?
Noah's Ark's supposed to be at the top of Mount Sinai, isn't it? So.
Oh, I heard it was the top of Mount Ararat.
Oh, is it Ararat? That's it.
I heard it was the top of Mount fucking Ooga Boonga.
But the thing is,
when Sinai the Ten Commandments? Is that where?
Yeah, I think he came down from Mount Sinai. Yeah. Was it?
Got the wrong mountain.
Sinai.
Isn't that the Sinai? Anyway, point being, there's even fossils on the top of the Himalayas, and what like two theories. One, Great Flood, yeah, but also I reckon there's like times when like tectonics completely shift and mountains that existed no longer do, and then I think there's like
mountains are supposed to, if I can remember my geology days, mountains are supposed to be a result of wrinkling of the tectonic plates, aren't they?
Yeah, pushing up against another plate, right?
Which
causes mountains. Even
though the time periods we're talking about is geological, that means the mountains are temporary because eventually the plates have to rebound and eventually they pull apart, and then that means the mountains will no longer exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, that's gonna be shit, isn't it? Like going up Mount Everest, it's just a foothill, you know.
Yeah.
or it's turned into a.
Imagine that being immortal. Just go. I remember when this was the highest mountain in the world. now it looks like Norfolk.
No, it's a sea. Oh yeah, it's like some people say. I remember when Doggerland existed. Now it's just the North Sea.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, marine environment.
I only know about Doggerland and all that from Kes, your favourite film of it, because we did Kes at school. Yeah, we did Kes at school. Yes, there's a bit where the teacher says something and he says, "Doggerland, winter bite," doesn't he, or something? And then there's a conversation with the teacher about him listening to the shipping forecast.
So there's like an area in the shipping forecast called Doggerland?
Yes.
Oh, well, that makes sense. It's like, what shall we call this part of the North Sea? Called Doggerland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, so where stones and base sediment were laid down, as do the bivalve and gastropod fossils we found within some of the Travans. So while they might be living stones in a literal sense, these incredible rocks have seen more of life than even the oldest human. Citation fucking needed. Right, here's a question for you, right? They're saying they're not living. Well, right, a crystal, if you feed a crystal, it grows.
Oh, it's Dogger. It's Dogger, Fisher. That was it. Dogger, Fisher, German, Bright. That's the bit from Kez. So if you want to know the weather in Dogger, it's wind is variable, becoming east 2 to 4. The sea state is smooth or slight. Weather is showers. Visibility is good, occasionally moderate.
No, I just say I really dislike the bit in the morning where Stephen J. James posts propaganda from the Met Office. Look, I didn't get rid of my television just to be inundated with more BBC bollocks.
Look, the BBC would Michael Fish ever tell you that what? Would Michael Fish ever say to you, "I've heard reports of hurricanes"? Yeah, no, that's not happening. Would the BBC Met Office lie to you at that sort of scale?
The Meteorological Office is safe and effective with their forecasts.
Yeah. Right, so Dogger is kind of oh god, I don't really. My geography's terrible. It's kind of roundabout Newcastle. No, Tyne. So Tyne. So you go out from Newcastle, and Dogger is the next chunk over a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've put the shipping forecast link so you can have a look.
Some people listening to the shipping forecast help them go to sleep.
Yeah, that's basically what the kid does in Kez. He goes to sleep watching the shipping. Because it's quite calm. It's quite calm because the bloke just reads
and they
them
use
all
that.
out. So he goes.
They use that music,
Fisher,
don't they?
Yeah, and he does Dogger.
Yeah, because because I used to listen to it too, and I was just like, the guy's got a really nice voice.
I don't know. It just makes me think of the Lincolnshire Poacher. that gives me the serious willies. That song, that bit of music does.
Did you ever listen to whale sounds?
No.
We were doing it at work today. We just sing how low, and eventually the laundry lady just like, "Are you guys making whale noises?" We start. It's like, "Oh, is it that loud?" It's like, "Yeah, you're being really loud."
Dogger, Fisher, German, Bright. The mountains are trolls. They get up when they have a numb bum. Ash says the only Romanian I know is V, and you know how that story goes.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So you got any more to say about the lamentations of the stones?
The laminations of the sedimentary beds. No, they grow. They're real. They move about. They're not sure how they do it, but they like to.
Yes, they are, because they get wet and it pours and cement pours out.
Oh yeah, they just magical. It definitely isn't like stone blood. It's just cement. They just ooze cement from glands.
Yeah.
Which
So a sequence of fine layering suggesting the area was an ancient marine environment when the stones and base sediment were laid down, as do the bivalve and gastropod fossils that can be found within some of the travans.
I'd like to drive a Lada one of these days. That looks like fun. Ah, there was the
four-wheel drive one. I always thought that looked pretty cool.
There was this luxury Soviet car called the Volga, and there was another one called the Gaz, and they had a factory in Belgium making them as well. So I was thinking, like, is there an actual Western spy Volga I could drive? I've been asking like my cousin and other people in Belgium, but so far I haven't found any leads apart from like, oh yeah, here's one in the museum, you can see it. It's like,
so are we going to go
mate,
through this video next?
oh, what video is that?
For this one, the one
Right.
where is the link to it?
Are we doing
Now,
the
are we
simulation?
doing any speculation first, or do you want to show the videos then speculation?
TikTok. How does TikTok?
I'd show it first.
Don't put the music on because it's just adds nothing to the video.
It's that's
and
ELO,
it takes
isn't it? I can't get it out of my head. Yeah, that's ELO. That's hello.
Hello. No, I don't know that.
I think I've just stunned Hovick with the revelation that that's ELO.
Are they the ones that did
Mr. Blue Sky?
Oh no, that's not the one. Oh, that's Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah.
Who's the one I'm thinking of that did?
As I called.
Who's the one I'm thinking of that did? Da 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 da. Oh, that's Peter Gabriel. I like Peter Gabriel.
He's alright.
And then I found that.
God, have you seen him now?
Oh, what is he very old?
Not only that, he's a big old dude. I can't do anything. Fucking hell.
Yeah, this is why I was screaming in the show prep.
Block element. I don't want to block the video, do I?
Do you understand why I was screaming now?
Yeah, were you on Chrome?
No, I was using Brave.
Oh, God, can this thing just fuck off? Fucking Chinese fucking spyware. You got another video with it? Is there an alternative video of this?
Well, I downloaded some of the videos.
The fucking Chinese spyware is all over this TikTok. It's all over Chrome. It's like fuck. It's like I'm taking over Chrome. It's all mine. Report a problem. Yes, I fucking hate this thing.
Just refresh the page. That might help.
I can't even do that.
Well,
it's just completely taking it over.
Can you?
Oh! No, we're going.
Yeah, I told you.
Hey, well done.
Fucking introducing Chinese spyware to me. Right, it's only 13 seconds.
Yeah. Right, okay. Yeah,
that's just the Tinkerbell, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the Tinkerbell one. Right.
Are they saying that Tinkerbell isn't that anymore then? Isn't on it anymore?
Well, no, it isn't. No, because that's actually another one.
Well, the phone was right in the way of the screen, so you can't. Oh, look at this thing. Oh, I don't know. Like, did
try
a woman
and find
do that?
the other one.
Like, to put her face right in front of it. Right, where's the proper video with all the different bits on? How to see into a parallel dimension. Oh, it's a video, isn't it?
That's the ones.
Right, so give me a sec. I'm going to sort this out.
I've got the Sex in the City one. Do you remember that?
I don't know.
Yeah, is it Sex in the City or Sex and the City? Because I remember it as Sex in the City. Because I was watching television at the time, and I remember that. Yeah. Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, you might have to turn the sound off on it again. It's like gangster music or something. I don't know.
Is it?
It just plays.
Yeah, because some of these are like American like stuff.
Yeah. That's right. It's not playing volume. I don't know. It might be playing it to.
Very well, guy. I remember Sex with the City. I remember Sex in. I remember Sex in the City.
Right? Yeah, that's the one.
Right, I'll play it once more. Oh yeah, it's playing the gangster music out out to everyone. Right, I've muted that now.
Night Rider music.
Right. Okay. So just pause it. Pause it on the monkey thing. That's quite interesting.
The monkey. Hold on a sec. So I'm on the Ford logo. I'll put it on again. So what's the difference with the Ford logo?
There's a curly bit on the F.
Curly bit on the F.
Yeah.
Like the crossbar of the F isn't that. It's not that curly. That never.
Oh, so
that extra.
Curious George doesn't have a tail, does he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Curious George. There's Curious George.
Press forward like one more second. It will like show bear.
So it shows it, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Curious George.
Yeah. See, this is it. This is
Pikachu.
I don't. Yeah.
Why would you draw a monkey without a tail?
So he can wear trousers.
And if you did, then mate, have you not seen like furry art? There's like furries with tails wearing trousers.
Yeah.
Like what? So okay, so
if you had a monkey without a tail, wouldn't you say like, oh, and here's the curious tale of the monkey without a tail? Would it not be remarkable? Yeah, like with Jaws' girlfriend and Moonraker and the Braces. I get really annoyed when I explain to people like...
it's the little flourish on the bar of the F. I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I got that one.
Right. Right, okay. So basically what this is I've only just come across it today, like Cat Man in the Telegram was like posted it and I was like, oh, what the hell's this? Okay. And
wait, so the name's not like, just like a sort of dyslexic version of Cartman?
I think so.
Yeah.
Catmania.
Catman.
Yeah.
Catman.
Because I'm the Catman.
Right. Okay. So basically, what supposedly
Catman? If you're in the chat now, explain: is your name Cartman or Catman? Because we're gonna have a Mandela about your name soon.
Catman. It's Catman.
Because
I'm the Catman. We ba 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 ba.
Right, okay, so what's happening here, supposedly, is this guy got a BlackBerry, I believe it's a phone.
That's a Motorola Razr.
Is it a Motorola? Okay, I didn't know what it was.
Motorola. The thing you found has got a...
It was a BlackBerry.
No, it's Fraser. Fraser had another... that's a Palm Pilot. That's a Palm...
There was... Oh, I thought
the picture Fraser put in. So no, no Blackberries were involved in the film.
Okay, right, all right, whatever. Yeah, it's right. Supposedly it's a phone pre-2008, so pre-smartphones, right? And I don't understand some of it because like some of it would seem to me to be really, really hard to fake. The Tinkerbell one, for instance, right?
What I want to know with this is why is the 2008 thing? Because as far as I know, the thing that's been
I've got a better question than that for you. So this stuff gets hidden by modern smartphones. What are they recording the video of the phone on?
Well, no, it's everything other than the phone is affected. Like, I mean, if I look at Pikachu now and look at his tail.
Yeah, but shouldn't a modern smartphone correct it on the screen of the phone?
No, because Hemi,
it's in sync with reality, right? This is what I think what they're trying to say. This is not in sync with it.
When they use the modern smartphone to record at the Fruit of the Loom, and it doesn't show cornucopia, but when you show the old phone screen and now you see the same logo but with the cornucopia, what's happening is the smartphone's recording reality, the one you see with your eyes.
Yeah.
However, that's not the true reality. These old phones, which haven't had this reality update,
so does this mean if you watch what's it called, Moonraker, you'll see Jaws' girlfriend with a
that's actually a good one. I wonder if he's got that on his channel.
If you watch on the VHS tape on an old tape, I want to go and see if I can find an old film camera and just start looking through the viewfinder and seeing like what things look like, because those things will be before all this stuff. Why 2008 though? I mean, surely the reality fuckings when they turned on the LHC.
So what year was that?
The 2011.
Oh, was that when they turned on the Large Hadron Collider?
Yeah, but the big turn
maybe
on.
it is 2011,
Maybe.
but just this person thinks it's 2008.
Well, he's making a point there, saying that these pre-iPhone era phones.
2008 was when the Antichrist became president of the USA, wasn't it?
Yeah, but also 2007 is when the iPhone came out.
Yeah.
So if he's saying a phone pre-2008, he's saying before the era of
controversially,
iPhones.
in saying that Jaws' girlfriend was a dog, she was fit, mate.
She was cute.
Yeah.
I mean, he's actually got one about. You remember Hello Clarice from Hannibal, right?
Yeah.
There's actually him playing the video with subtitles on, and do you want me to play it? I think this is actually kind of interesting.
Ian, was she a dog or was she a moose? Which animal was she?
Play that one, Hemi. It's the second one.
What's the second one?
Those links.
Second one where?
Down in the Discord.
Okay. What's this one?
That one, the Hannibal. The Hannibal one.
Oh, fucking TikTok again. Jesus Christ, Fraser.
Sorry, man.
You want me to have a stroke or something, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Deal with it, bro. Deal with it, right? Yeah, so
I've got
this
to get
again.
rid of the video first.
Yeah.
Couldn't this be AI'd?
It could be. Yeah, it could be. Again, that's the new factor, isn't it?
Does anybody trust anything?
Well, this is it. I mean,
yes, I trust things if they
the government
confirm
says so.
Can we watch
biases.
POV dating a Middle Eastern girl next?
Yes.
Just here we go. POV dating a Middle Eastern girl. They have some severe eyebrows on her.
All right, go back to the Hannibal Lecter one.
Hold on, just go watch.
You go watch.
I don't get this. If she's a Middle Eastern girl, she wouldn't be allowed to drive, would she?
No, she's just standing in front of her brother's car. Wait, what is she doing in the driver's seat?
Exactly.
Wait, what are you doing? Put the seatbelt on.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
Quick, someone hold up their 2008 phone, see if it's reality.
It's a man.
Someone call the man. I need to.
That's gone now. I can't watch that other video. I fucking hate it.
Press back.
Can we do
Click on the link in the Discord again. Click on the link.
Can we do an episode? I fucking hate Discord.
Click on the link in the Discord again.
I'm going to.
I want to get rid of letterbox.
I hate it. It doesn't make any sense.
I know. Right? But
why do they have these massive vertical letterboxes?
He's gonna say hello, Clarice, right?
Because people on TikTok are savages.
Right, so he's pointing the camera at the subtitles,
Clarice.
right? He doesn't actually say hello, he says good morning. But on the screen it says hello, Clarice. If you turn the sound on, you'll hear him say...
Oh, I can't bother.
Right, okay, but yeah, you remember all the iconic thing from the film, he's like, hello, Clarice, right? Well, he doesn't actually say that, he says good morning, right?
I'll tell you what was the real
obviously.
The real Mandela effect with the Silence of the Lambs. I read all of these reviews. Oh, it's so gory, it's disgusting. Oh, it's horror. And then I watched it and it was just like real fucking pansy shit.
Yeah, it was.
It's boring.
That's the real Mandela effect concerning that film.
Yeah.
The fact that it's just not that scary.
But yeah, so okay, there's this phone this guy has. He seems to be. I'm not sure if he's the only one, right, who has this magic phone.
Yeah.
But it's rather interesting. I mean, as I say, some of it would seem hard to fake. The Tinkerbell thing, like, if the Tinkerbell thing didn't exist.
Well, why is this explicit video coming out now when there's AI? I mean, that's going to be my only.
That's true.
That's going to be my bugbear with this, because the stuff you can do with AI is. I mean, do you remember Callum on podcast The Lotus Eaters the other week, where he was listening to AI crabs? No, he's the chubby funny one.
He's the northern one.
No, I don't think he. No,
Well,
he's not Northern.
is he the
funny
baby?
one.
Is he the baby
You know the
face?
only one on the whole of the bloke seat has a personality, and he's funny.
Is he? Is he the baby face one that went to Afghanistan with Lord Miles?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so he's the
When
little
he was
one.
listening to the AI Mr. Krabs and stuff like that.
Oh, I watched something this morning. It was there's this guy called Code Bullet, and he's an Australian programmer.
Yeah.
And he did like this AI Rick and Morty thing, and he got like the chat GPT for the things, and it was actually funny.
Did he type into AI? Can I have Rick and Morty, but it's funny?
Yeah, that was pretty much what he typed in.
Right, so there was basically there was that, and that was rather interesting. I thought.
I don't think he likes. Callum's getting some shade here because he D's his T's. Yeah, he does that, doesn't he? I'm trying to think. You know, like that, like American like that Yank when they say D's instead of T's. Although I do hate F's instead of TH's more.
My favourite thing is when they say
okay, Interdimensional Liz's got it. Great Britain. You know that.
Great Britain.
Yeah.
They desire a beverage of dihydrogen monoxide. Hang on, is that right?
Dihydrochloride.
No, dihydrogen monoxide. So they say water bottle.
Water bottle.
Water bottle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and so that's. But no, Callum is the Callum. I think it's okay to FTHs. No, FTH is the worst crime.
I like the northern
when people talk
one.
about fires. I just can't stand it.
I know Big Ears is a Catholic, but he's also a Londoner, and therefore opinion discarded.
Yeah.
And the northerner who has the good hair takes the piss out of him, and I like him.
Harry.
His name's Harry.
Yeah,
is he?
I think the best pairing is Harry and Callum.
I like the bloke who talks about stocks and Elon Musk. And
he's quite good. Josh, he really needs to work on his presenting because he's kind of like stuttery and
Josh
slow.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
This is like me with here's a boy band, and everyone else knows the name of the boy band members, and I'm just
the Greek needs to go. Whoa.
Hey, I like the Greek one. He's the one who makes the good.
How many people are there on this fucking
He's the one who makes the souvlaki.
Has this just turned into a slag off the
Lotus Eaters?
Yeah, this is it. None of us are going on the Lotus Eaters now. We're all done. We're on.
Hey, I mean, Sargon already called me a Nazi, so you know.
Okay.
I'm burned long ago, mate. So you may stand a chance.
Sargon referred to me as a white James Brown, so I had to get on up and.
What did he call you? When did this occur?
Wait, when did you meet him? What, you met?
Oh no, I didn't. But I'm saying if you'd have known certain views I had on the Gabon president Ali Obongo, he would have called me a white James Brown.
Yeah.
And apparently he got in trouble for that.
I feel sorry for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about. To like any of our regular listeners, that we've gone so far.
I don't feel sorry for them. Look, it's
the regular podcast listeners who have just found it randomly and just enjoy a bit of paranormal talk, and then just ended up with this episode.
Well, we talked about pregnant stones, which is also a problem that Stephen J. James ought to go to about the gay health clinic. So, mate, you need to go and see about those lumps growing on your sack.
Yeah.
You won't be invited back to the Tel Aviv bum party.
Well, I wanted to do about the glitches in the Matrix. If you wanted to show a few of them ones.
Well, I've only got 10 minutes left. Did you want to do a proper one?
Yeah, I'll do a proper episode.
Yeah,
that might be.
Because we did the alien glitches.
Ones that aren't like.
Those alien glitches are really good. The camouflage glitches, I do like those. I went down a rabbit hole on them some time ago. I can't find that really good.
Oh,
one.
you mean the camera? What, the invisible man running across the tanks? Is that one about?
No, you know the TV reporters when their camouflage starts going.
Oh, yeah, shape-shifting reptile.
There's that really good one where the woman's got like this box. She's got a skirt on and she's got like a box strapped to her leg. She fiddles with it, pulls her skirt down quick when the camera goes on her, and then her face just like pixelates to hell. Absolutely.
Oops, press the wrong button. Love.
Yeah, like she pushed the wrong or knocked the cable out.
Well, I mean, imagine that. Imagine if they're all reptiles, mate. They're real. Imagine if it's all real.
What, they live?
Well, yeah, basically. But why news presenters? Why would they have to be in shitty jobs like news presenters? Why wouldn't they be like billionaires like Elon Musk?
Well, there's all kinds of aliens. There's even janitor aliens, aren't there? There's also.
Yeah, they probably have to do the lower caste, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Can I just make a thing about
not
YouTube?
Not all aliens can be George Soros.
Can I just
some of them have got.
Yeah, but how many are there then? Yeah, I guess so. Can't they take it in turns? I mean,
yeah. Probably do. Who knows?
Most of this episode, I've had my eyes closed because I'm very tired. But I've just looked at the chat now, and I've seen this feature. It's been there for the past few weeks. I haven't mentioned it because I was hoping it was going away. YouTube's got this new feature, and it's not going away. There's this
crappy thing in the corner.
Yeah, there's this Cupid heart in the corner, and then you hover over it, and it gives you like smiling face, confetti. I don't know. You click on it, and like there's some things.
Well, I just pushed it. Does it appear for you in the chat, or does it just appear for me? It's just fucking weird.
I can't see it on my thing.
So chat, I'm clicking on these icons. They're floating up the chat. You tell me if you see anything floating up or not. I really hate it.
I've got 100.
It's for reactions.
All I've got is the.
It's for reactions. We can see them.
I can't.
It's crap.
It doesn't do. I hate it. The fact is, whenever someone posts a comment, I want to read it.
Oh, Craig's been looking for that same one as well. I saw that ages ago when I went down like a glitch rabbit hole. But yeah, that one I haven't seen it for a while. They're quite hard to find, aren't they?
Point being, I want to read the comments, the chat, because I like the chat. The point we do this live is because we could have chat engagement. We're not like the faggot paranormy. Sorry, I was talking about a bundle of sticks there, YouTube. We love our transsexuals.
You talk about brains faggots. We're in England.
Yeah, that's it.
I do like brains faggots. I ain't had them for a while. Have you had faggots for a while?
Well, yes. I've been meaning to get some coal fat so I can make my own meatballs with the thing. But also, if you get a bundle of sticks together, they do burn for a good time. And it's free logs, so you may as well make a faggot. And I'm not going to say the verb of to put another log on the fire, but basically that's what you do with them. So yeah, there's faggots, which is the bundle of sticks, and there's faggots, which are the meatballs, which are a West Country delicacy.
Just because you're American, you've ruined our language. Just stop interfering in our language. If we want to say, I'm going out for a fag, I'm going to have faggots for tea. These are our words.
Stop culturally appropriating and using your cultural oppression on us, saying that words we're saying are hurty. We're talking about our culture.
Can we have the next great American war with us taking our language back and they're left with no language whatsoever so they can shut the fuck up?
Can they just speak Mexican or something?
Just more fun. That's the best. That's the best bits. It's colour, not collar.
Collar.
Look.
The best bit of Monty Python's.
I mean, who the hell calls a car an automobile?
A faucet.
Faucet.
How is it they put extra syllables into vehicle? Vehicle.
A vehicle.
Vehicle. That's it. That's how to pronounce vehicle.
Just my favourite bit of Monty Python's Meaning of Life. Listen here, Yank. Shut up.
What's the
It's
thing
all
they
listen here, buddy, or let me tell you this.
what do they call? What do they call the pane of glass where the windscreen wipers sit on?
Windshield.
Windshield, yeah.
It's the windscreen.
Yeah, it's a screen.
No, it's
to
my
screen out the wind.
windshield.
It screens out the wind. It doesn't.
It shields
It doesn't
me against
shield
wind,
you from the
there,
evil
Hobbit.
wind, does it?
Here's
Well,
my
well, no.
Look,
To be
here's
fair,
my
they do
shield.
What about the
It's made up.
sidewalk? Because you have to work on because it's to the side of the road. Like,
Why would you
because
have
they're quite
a
dumb?
word?
Because they're quite dumb. They have to be like really like this is what it is,
Precise.
don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no...
Why
Oh
would
no!
you
Did
do
you know they
this?
call them eyeglasses?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, the other, in other sort of redundant American phrasing, an estate agent is a real estate agent,
yeah.
as opposed to, I'd like to purchase some virtual estate, if I may.
Some fake estate. I'm gonna buy some fake estate, please. Some imagine. Can I buy some imaginary estate?
Can I buy London Bridge?
Yeah.
Have you got a beachfront property on the moon I could buy? Real estate
London
agent.
Bridge. That was mint. I'll tell you, one of my favourite horror films. You ever seen that one with David Hasselhoff in it, where somebody buys London Bridge and the ghost of Jack the Ripper comes with it?
Oh, that's nice.
I saw it years ago. It was one of those like when I used to stay up all night and watch TV. It was one of those, and it was brilliant because the ghost of Jack the Ripper came with London Bridge when the stupid Yanks bought.
Oh, can I just say thank you very much to the chat. There was this because I know occasionally when I do an episode, it's I fucking love science.
Yeah.
Well, there was this actual
love
show,
science.
and I fucking love science, right? I do. That's why
I used to love. Do you remember Open University with all the blokes and their big kipper ties?
Yes, but here's the thing, right?
That was
There
comfy. How comfy did Open University be, Hobbit?
after the Open University thing, the Open University sponsored this show, and I think it was called Rough Science, and they posted a playlist of Rough Science in the Fortean Words chat. But the thing is, the Fortean Words chat has been very active. But anyway, I think it's called Rough Science, and it's got all these episodes. They're brilliant.
Come join us.
It's basically a
Words
bunch
Celebrate.
of scientists. They're on this abandoned island off the coast of Italy, and they do all these science experiments. And one experiment I remember was
Do they drink black puke?
well, one episode they make an incandescent bulb.
Why is an arse called a fanny in America?
What? No, that's not
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, a bum bag is a fanny pack, Fraser. If you ever hear
Yeah, I
the
know
phrase
that. I
fanny
know
pack,
the
that's a bum
fanny
bag.
pack. Yeah, but surely
Yeah,
they don't talk about someone's fanny as arse, right? No.
They call the front bottom. Well, they don't call it the fanny.
Yeah.
And the bottom they call the fanny.
Yeah.
The other thing that annoys me with Americans, right, is they've lost a lot of swear words. So the swear words are often like the Indian ones. You bloody bastard. They'll just say, you motherfucking fucker.
Yeah.
It's like, where's your minge? Where's your scrunch?
Do you remember that bit that
Where's your
Jasper
ball
Carrot used to
bag?
do about going to America? And this bloke
I
had
love
the,
Jasper
had the
Carrot,
number
yeah.
plate bollocks.
I'd be like,
Bollocks, yes.
yeah.
The
Apoplexy
Yanks
of
just
laughter.
didn't get it, did they? Because they're Yanks.
Well, he's just, you've seen the taxi, the car in
Oh,
front.
yeah,
is
skips.
just-
You don't have skips, they're dumpsters, aren't they?
What? Oh, you mean the vessels for waste receptacle, not the tapioca starch flavoured crisps.
Yeah. Tapioca.
Yeah, they're made out of tapioca. They're not corn. There's tapioca. I love skips.
Is that why they melt in your mouth?
Yeah, that's
Skips,
probably...
yeah.
Oh, yeah, because corn
Skips.
doesn't... Do you know what I haven't had in years is knickknacks.
Have you not seen
nice
Aldi do? I can't believe they're not knickknacks now. Like Aldi do, I can't believe
Really?
it's not. I can't. Like this is real. Like
Food
Mandela
posting
stuff.
hours.
Like they literally
Yeah.
do. I can't believe it's not pretty much everything now.
Well, they've got a version of I Can't Believe It's Not Butter called Uddly Buddly.
Yeah.
And it's like it looks like It looks like I can't believe it's not butter. It's just
They do everything though. They do. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's not Sprite. Just absolutely. Just think about anything like all the cereals now. Like Aldi very rarely do like branded gear anymore. It's all own brand, but it's like I can't believe it's not. That kind of apes the packaging of what it's supposed to be.
know they do have genuine Marmite next to the I can't believe it's not Marmite, and they've got a slightly different cauldron
no one
shape.
can tell the fucking difference. That's why.
Well, the thing is, I do buy different Marmites, and I must admit, yeah, I like my Marmite.
I think I did it once, and I won't.
There's only
one
one flavour of Marmite, and that's the one you send to the fucking moon.
The only Marmite I didn't like was the low salt Marmite, because someone said they put extra yeast extract in it to make it more savoury, and it's not. It's really not. It's not good.
You tried Vegemite? You tried Vegemite?
Yeah, I like Vegemite. I mean, not as much as Marmite, but I like it.
Isn't Bovril in the same family of types of food?
It's yeast extract and
it's
beef
extract,
stock.
isn't it? Yeah,
do you know why they call it Bovril? It's the vril of the bovine.
Yeah, the vril.
So it's literally.
You sure that black liquid that guy was vomiting up earlier?
Have you not seen the early Bovril? Have you not seen the early Bovril posters? There's like a World War One recruitment station, and the ox is there, and he says, "I heard they need me at the front. Sacrifice me for the good of the men." And it's proper, like, you know, consume the essence of this, and you will have the strength of the bull. It's proper, like
strength of the gerbil.
It's literally like the strength, the coming of the Vrilya in bovine form.
What's the rodent vril? Rodent vril.
Real Bovril hours. Who's up? We're getting some deep esoteric now. This is the secret hidden knowledge that they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that all the Bovril stocks went to Antarctica.
Yeah.
Do you know where the last time I had Bovril was? It was in Belgium. My nan was having a bowl of Bovril for breakfast, and I was like, "You're having Bovril? Can I have some Bovril?" So she made me some Bovril, and then I drank it. And I was like,
Belgians are savages, Hobbit. Do they not know? But Bovril goes in a mug.
Oh no!
Well, okay. So here's a
absolute savages.
I'll have to give you some cultural thing.
Actually, technically, Bovril goes in a tiny plastic cup, don't it?
Is this a case of they don't have cups in Belgium and they just use holes through?
Belgium has mugs, glasses, cups, all sorts of drinking vessels, but the typical Belgian breakfast drinking vessel for your coffee or your tea or your cocoa is a bowl, because it's what you can. Right, you want some real lore about this, right? So the Belgian view of the world was through Tintin. That's why Tintin goes over the world. He's a reporter that goes over, right?
I don't believe Tintin would drink Bovril out of a bowl. I don't think he would.
Right, have you not read Tintin the Black Island?
No.
Tintin l'Île Noire. Right, what happens is he shit.
Ian said they eat out of a bucket.
He was shipwrecked.
Fired.
Tintin was shipwrecked, ended up on this Scottish coast.
That's acceptable. Eating Bovril having Bovril out of a bowl if you're shipwrecked. I will allow that.
So here's the thing.
Any other time, no, you're a savage.
Hershey had his writing staff go to this village in Scotland, take extensive photographs so he can write this. And so the thing is, accurately showed what a stone
alphabet
rural Scottish house is.
Let's go get some Bovril.
And then, you know, and in the course, Tintin's like, "Oh, I've lost my clothes in the shipwreck." So the old man gives him, like, you know, kilt, sporran, and a beret, and what have you.
What's a sporran?
Sporran is your bum bag for.
You mean a sporran?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and he gives him a woolly jumper as well, which happens to be the same shade of blue as Tintin's normal jumper.
That would be an Aaron sweater.
Right. So he has breakfast with a Scotsman. So he's got like some toast.
And he didn't have porridge.
He's got toast, and he's got a bowl of coffee.
Yeah, oats. Where's
Because
his bowl
of course,
oats?
so the Belgians have just assumed that everyone else in the world has a
Oh,
bowl
so they
of
did
Did they just
coffee.
Got it.
did they just
Well, that
get
was their
confused
first
with those really
mistake,
big teacups?
So
Yeah.
you know what? Imagine if you were like saying, well, other people in the world must have like pints and raven-neck glasses because we have pints and raven-neck
So
glasses.
what is it? They had really small cups in Belgium prior to this knowledge, this esoteric knowledge being handed down to it.
No, it's just the way you'd have your stuff is you have it in a bowl. It makes it easier to dip your sandwiches into it. Look. Okay.
Yeah, but do they not understand that losing your rich tea to the bottom of the mug is part of having biscuits in your tea?
Yeah,
you're not supposed to fish the rich tea out. You're supposed to go, oh fuck.
Yeah. If you don't have ginger nut at the bottom of your tea, you're doing it wrong, right?
I'd like to point out that this is not just a unique phenomenon to Belgium. I have it on good authority that the Japs have their tea in bowls as well.
We can forgive them.
Yeah,
right?
but you know.
Oh, what? Because they're slitty-eyed gooks that don't know any better? Is that why?
Yeah, exactly.
You see the bigotry of low expectations because you're racist towards the gook.
Yeah.
No, I like Japan.
Oh, you like Japan? You just have no expectations that they're going to be civilised people.
Does Tintin tackle Fortean subject matter, Hobbit?
Not something I can attribute
Actually,
to the
you know
Belgians.
what? Yes, he does. In Le Toile Mystérieux, they explore in fact, they explore the growing rocks because there's this comet and it crashes into the sea.
I think we've been robbed of the episode where Tintin meets Charles Fort and they just make fun of scientists.
Oh, do you know what? The thing is, Hergé came after Charles Fort, but they would have gotten like a house on fire.
Yeah.
Especially because the thing is, Hergé, he wasn't and the thing is, he wasn't thick either. He was friends with Von Braun, and they were sharing notes on how to build the Apollo space program. I mean, say what you want about it. Von Braun and Hergé were... Werner von Braun was a rocket scientist.
Met the Yeti, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he shoot the Yeti?
Tintin au Tibet, no, he didn't. He doesn't really shoot people. Tintin au Tibet is one of the best, most researched of all his books because he happened to have a Tibetan friend. So he would have pointed out when he was going to draw, like, you know, they're having a breakfast with the monks and they're drinking their coffee out of a bowl. And he would have said, oh, actually, we don't do that in Tibet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I understand him in English, they call him Snowy because he's a white dog. But the thing is, Snowy is a male dog. However, in the French books, they call him Milou because Milou was the nickname of a girl he fancied in a cafe he used to go to. So he just gave this, like, boy dog a girl name. Milou.
God, yeah. Do you remember the big Snowy debate that we had on JDLE, I think?
Is this why Hobbit is a Parasaboo? I'll have you know that Tintin is Belgian. That's Brussels.
Yeah.
That's his kin.
Yeah. And I'm a Wallons.
Bold drinking heritage, yeah.
Yeah. Bold drinkers.
Although, as it turns out,
I think that's going to be my
the mystery of the bowl drinkers.
You know, the bowl drinkers. That's going to be my reference for the Belgians from now on. The bowl drinkers.
The Thompson were over there, and their hats often getting nicked because it was like, oh, why are you wearing a drinking vessel as a hat? But funny enough, my aunt does genealogy, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it turns out I can't say the name of
does the Stella in Belgium not taste like fucking dishwater? I can't stand Stella. Is fucking horrible.
Do you know the thing is
tastes better if you drink out a bowl over here.
Because it's so bad. Yes, exactly. Because it's so bad over here. I've never drunk Stella over in Belgium. I've always had the other lagers.
Because they always go on about the Guinness if you drink
Guinness in Ireland tastes different, doesn't it? Because it's brewed under license here in the UK. It's like
this is a Fortean subject we should talk about: the effect of water on people and things.
Yes, Yes, and not just that, but the
Because only
effect of the
people that
atmosphere.
go on holiday, they have a bit of water and they feel just like absolute shit.
Or they have some water and they feel great. Like when I was in Malta and drinking distilled water,
Yeah.
I felt fantastic.
Yeah.
Distilled water is sweet unless you have bad dental health, in which case it tastes bad. But
what about the
I
effects
think
of the full moon? Well, we're on for a super full moon, aren't we? Is it this week, today?
I mean,
now?
that was
Was it
yesterday,
twice
the other
this
day.
month?
Oh, was it yesterday?
Day, actually. Yeah, it was the other
Oh,
day.
that's why I couldn't sleep. Right, fair enough. Okay. Mystery solved.
Yeah,
I thought
was
it's
on
just
the rag.
because
That's why I couldn't sleep.
I must admit, I did wake up.
Does it affect your
proper...
menstrual cycle, does it, the full moon?
Well, look, the police will tell you incidents of violent crime increase when there's a full moon. And I woke up this morning and I was in a proper strop, and it wasn't.
To circle this back, SJJ posted a picture of that full moon yesterday, so Hobbit doesn't believe in it.
Yeah, it wasn't just SJJ that wound me up, but he did wind me up, and I was had enough of his shit, so I just thought, right, I'm gonna tell you in no uncertain terms what I think of you, and I think he took it well.
I think he's like he's like Dennis Pennis or Ali G. He's just asking questions, isn't he?
Yeah, but
just pretend he's a comedy character, Hobbit, like Ali G. He's like Ali G, and you're like Jacob Rees-Mogg.
But I don't like Mormons. No, I'll be like that time Ali G tried to interview Donald Trump, and he's like, "Get out of here! I'm not having this."
Yeah. It's not literally blue. It's rare, like once in a blue moon. Blue must mean blue
next
moon
one's 2037 or something.
I thought it's because it is blue coloured.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a blue supermoon, so it's a blue moon and it's a big moon, basically combined.
If Stephen J. James told me he was heterosexual, I wouldn't believe him.
So for the oh god, here we go. I'm going to start another hour's show here. But for the moon to be bigger, surely it's got to be closer, hasn't it?
Yeah. So why is it when it's on the horizon, when it's furthest away, that's when it's biggest? How does that work?
But surely, if nighttime is when the moon gets in the way of the sun, how is it you have those days where you have the sun and the moon out at the same time? You know, like early mornings. You know those days.
Yeah. Well, there's occasionally, but that's because the moon chases the sun.
And
that's
why does it change to blue? Like, what's the blue light being reflected? Like, the sun isn't blue.
Yeah.
So why is there a blue moon?
According to Snopes, it's because of the refraction of the atmosphere into the moon, and the moon is. That's why sunsets are red and noon is blue, because of oxygen, and refraction of oxygen is blue. And that's why water is blue, because oxygen is blue. Did you know oxygen is blue? For 2 years following the eruption of the Krakatoa volcano in Indonesia in 1883, people around the world reported seeing strangely... I can't read that because the fucking Cupid's heart's in the way. Strangely coloured sunsets and a moon that appeared blue.
I think we need to get back into the 1800s. We haven't. We need to go back into.
I miss the 1800s. 1800s.
Yeah, you need to find some more 1800s stuff, Fraser. We need to get back into the 1800s.
I don't like the thing about the 1800s. He just reminded me that we're scrabbling among the ruins of the greatest civilization. We're just we're cargo culting that we're still keeping it running.
Yeah. That's why we only build like boxes now instead of like these grands.
But the thing is, the cargo
buggies and cars, you know,
as well. Like there's train derailments and planes crashing, and I suspect the air traffic control was Russian hacking. I do believe that was Russian hacking.
Russian bots.
Yeah. Well, you know, they've been
Cambridge Britannica or whatever the fuck it was called.
Ash.
Analytical, right?
You say you wish you could go back to the 1800s, but don't you know back in the olden days people lived to an average age of 40, and you lost all your teeth and you die, and it was really bad in them old days. Why would you? No, this is the best time we've ever been in.
Yeah.
The old days were terrible. They're plagues and diseases. Not that we got those now. Oh, and the food was really
died.
and the food was really bad back in the olden days. If you ate it, you got sick and died. Not like now. Oh, and the entertainment was really bad back in the olden days. It was really debauched and pornographic, not like it is now.
Before
wars were really...
certain sort of people benefited from that, and now they manipulated the stock market.
How do you read the bit, like, behind the Cupid's heart?
You can't. It's really annoying, isn't it?
Fuck YouTube. Susan Wojcicki, I know you're still around. Fuck you too.
Yeah,
and in the
olden
days, you couldn't
listen to Ed Sheeran.
So this wasn't worth... Oh, God, imagine he'd living in an era before James Blunt did his songs.
Yeah.
James Blunt, I know you're listening. Fuck you too.
James Blunt, big fan of the show. He's emailed me about stuff he's liked, but obviously not now. Last email I'll ever get from James Blunt, that is. Thanks.
Well, he was complaining that my electronics episode wasn't very researched or detailed.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'd like to see you do better. And he's like, I paid for my house without mortgage by the age of 26. What have you done with your life? It's like, well, I made a crisp and ham sandwich. What have you done?
I didn't write beautiful.
Yeah. So,
what was he? I never understood what he was talking about when he was talking about the three old men with a semi by the sea.
I've never listened enough to his lyrics to know that. So,
there's a song called Wise Men where he talks about the old men with a semi by the sea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, good night. Stay spooky.
Good night.
Ooh.
That's it.